Good morning, class 12th. Today we'll start up the topic attitude and behavior. In this, we will see how our attitude are reflected in our behavior. Does it happen every time or does it happen only sometime? So let's start today's topic attitude and behavior.
Yes, today we are studying attitude and behavior relationship. See, behavior follows logically from our attitude. That is, how we behave will depend on what types of attitudes we are having. It happens. It happens, although it doesn't happen always, but most of the time it happens. Whatever we believe inside, that only we show up in behavior. Okay, why I am saying it is not always? Because sometimes we hide also, or sometimes under someone's pressure our behavior becomes different. Okay, so let us now learn the points in which there is high consistency between the behavior and the attitude. First is that if our attitude is strong towards something and is having a central place in our attitudinal system. I explained is it is explained in the chapter before that there are certain attitudes in the peripheral and certain attitudes in the center. Okay, so those attitudes which are in the center, then we show up our behavior accordingly. Then the other thing is that we should be aware of that we are having such a strong attitude towards something. Okay, then the other point is there is very little or no external pressure, which I was. Okay, so if there is no pressure from someone, then we behave accordingly. And if someone is putting gun over us and asking us to do something, then our behavior naturally becomes different. Okay, then person's behavior, if it is not being watched by anyone, then you are in true sense yourself. That is, you show yourself you are, and that is reflected in your whatever is inside. Inside what we have attitudes towards various things. Then it is reflected in your behavior. Then if the person thinks that the behavior would be positive, would have positive effect, for example, if we have a democratic attitude, we are appreciated by all, so we have that attitude. And how can we express this attitude in our behavior, students? Through acting in a democratic manner. For example, if I am speaking in the class, I am a student. Okay, I am speaking in a class. Now, after I finish my points, I allow my other friends also to speak on that very point, and this way I show my democratic attitude that it is not only me that is important, others are also equally important. This way, we are reflecting our attitudes in the behavior. Now, we will see a study done by a psychologist, Richard. Yes, he was American social psychologist, and he conducted an experiment, you can say, or research, you can say, on the prejudice that was prevalent in the American society against the Chinese. Okay, at that time, I'm not talking about the recent prejudice which developed against the China for from rest of the world, you can say. Okay, I'm talking about that time when he did the study. Okay, he asked the Chinese couple to travel across United States and stay in different hotels. only once this couple was refused by one of the hotel whose attitude was really strong against the this against the Chinese. Okay, but when after some years later, La Pere again sent only the questionnaires. Okay, he prepared the questionnaires and he transferred them to managers of different hotels in America whether they will give accommodation to Chinese people or not. At that time, they refused. Okay, so this response showed a negative attitude towards Chinese, which was inconsistent with the positive behavior actually shown towards traveling. That is why I'm saying it's a matter of time to time also. A day I behave very well with you, you change attitudes with me, huh? Because you know it's again a psychology only working. But then you will be testing me. It's not that only one day will matter. You will be testing me many times that yes, her nature is this way. Okay, so right now, if you see, whole world was against China when this corona times during this corona time. Okay, so thus attitude may not, the conclusion that we can draw from this study as well as what I had explained you throughout this video, attitudes may not always predict actual patterns of our behavior. Again, what reason can you give for this, students? I had told you many times that human behavior is complex and there are individual differences. So, with 99% accuracy, we might be able to predict something in psychology, but not with 100% accuracy. Okay, as in we do in other physical sciences. Fine, this with this we